We're here at Quo Vadis and I am double dipping today with Sami Tamimi. As the co-founder of Ottolenghi, he has helped change the world's perception of Middle Eastern and Mediterranean food. I am so excited to be reconnecting with him and having a little bite to eat. Sami, I'm so happy that we meet again. I feel like we met and then we never saw each other and we're back again, which is lovely. But we met in 2020. You came on the podcast. You invited me to your lovely house. And in 5 years, I've actually now moved around the corner from you.
Yes.
Obviously, you had such an influence on me. I've moved next to you. I'm stalking you, whatever.
You buy in the same shops.
I'm buying the same shops. I'm just like your shadow. But what's so lovely is that when we met then, you had just released Palestine. And you now released a new cookbook, Boustany. How exciting.
It is exciting, but also at the same time, it's you feel like it's kind of heavy on your shoulders because of what's happening.
Yes.
And releasing a Palestinian cookbook at the moment, it's kind of, there's kind of a lot of kind of extra responsibilities on, and especially when you promote it and talk about food in Palestine and the culture and the history, but also you need to take the whole situation, what's happening in consideration as well.
Of course. I mean, how did you approach, I guess, this cookbook compared to others? Because, you know, you were writing it at a time when a lot's been going on. Did you feel like there was was there a bit more of a sensitivity towards how you wrote it?
I mean, yeah, anything that you touch that related to the region or to Palestinian at least, you have to be kind of careful what kind of words to use and how to use them. But I felt like in Palestine I said quite a lot, and it wasn't really about me. It's more about show the world how modern time Palestine and Palestinian live, and there's quite a lot of positive in it with all the kind of grim background. And also, of course, about the place, the food, the history. With Boustany, I kind of wanted to do something slightly lighter weight.
Yeah.
And halfway through, everything started kicking off, and I thought, I stopped for a couple of months because I couldn't write, and I thought maybe I should say things, but then I decided to keep it the way it is. There's quite a lot of hints and there's quite a lot of things that I touch on, but it feels a slightly kind of uplifting, slightly more positive, as it should be with, us. I mean, as a Palestinian, we love to live and eat and, host people and force-feed people as well.
I love that, force-feed people.
Yeah, we don't say I love you, let me just
Absolutely.
feed you.
You feed from the stomach, you love from the stomach.
Exactly.
But I think what's so great about this cookbook is that it's vegetable-led cookbook. Why did you decide to focus on vegetables?
The whole kind of thing started in COVID just after we met.
Yeah.
And we basically we have a place in Umbria in Italy, and we just left because London was like crazy.
Yeah.
And we just packed everything, the 2 dogs, drove all the way to there, and we didn't want to stay there for long, but we ended up staying for eight months.
No way.
And it felt a little bit more normal in a way. And when you're in a situation like this, like COVID, you miss home, you feel homesick, and also you miss comfort and the food that you kind of want to eat. It's something that relate to your kind of family and to the memories. So it was spring, I started going out and foraging for things, and my partner was like, "You're crazy, you're gonna be poisoning us." But he enjoyed eating them, and in a way it kind of connected me to everything, the place, the people, my family, but also it kind of felt really comforting to be able to just go out and pick things. And the whole kind of process of it, I didn't really think it's going to be a cookbook, but then I started drafting recipes just so I don't forget. And then later on, I started thinking this could be a really good cookbook. My editor emailed me, said, I hear that you're working on something, whatever it is, I want to publish it. So that was kind of a big
Fantastic.
kick-off.
How exciting. And I also think as well, I think the mindset towards how we approach not just eating vegetables, but the consumption of meat. I think everything has changed so much in the past few years that actually it's really nice to have these cookbooks out there, because the humble vegetable is the humble vegetable. But actually, I feel as a competent cook that I still need a bit of inspiration about
Yeah.
what to do with certain ingredients,
And it's not so much about preaching people to eat less meat, but what really struck me from going over all the texts and the recipes is in the UK, as a lot of parts of the Europe and the world, we really lost the idea of seasonal. We have no clue what's in season. You go to the supermarket, you fill your
And
trolley
everything's
with
there.
everything
Yeah,
that
all year
God
round.
knows where it comes from, but do you actually know when things grow in the UK?
Yeah,
A lot of people don't. Most of us just buy ready-made meals and whack them
absolutely.
into microwave.
Yeah.
But at the same time, going out foraging, it connects you to a lot of things. I mean, for me at least, it connects you to the land, to the surrounding, what's in the season, what grows, and what can you eat from it. I'm not asking people to go out and foraging. There are a lot of people that do that at the moment, which you should. You don't need to go far. You can just go to your backyard and just kind of start to look into what really grows there and what can you eat it.
Yeah.
But also uh, that home cooking. I find cookbooks at the moment full of words. It's really wordy, and timid cooks like yourself will find it a little bit overwhelming because you are bombarded by all this information, what pans to use and what kind of lid have to go on top of it and what slotted spoon to use.
Yeah.
And we lost the simple joy of cooking for yourself, for your family, for your loved one, for your friends. And this is where I kind of strip it down. I wanted to do it as simple as possible, text-wise, but also recipe-wise, because it's all about cooking something in your comfort of your kitchen with a glass of wine if you wish, or
Fabulous. Love
just
that.
enjoy it and plan for it. If you have a kid like yourself, you are short of time, but you can actually do things really quickly.
Totally.
And you have a wholesome, delicious, colorful meal in 20 minutes.
Perfect. You're speaking my language. Favorite recipe in the book?
There are so many, but I tend to go back again and again to, I call it fatet magdous, which is aubergine faté.
Yes.
This is the kind of the epic of hospitality. It's something that have so many layers and so many flavors, and it's crunchy and creamy and sour and sweet and nutty, and you just whack it in the middle of the table with few bits, and people help themselves. And it's the most joyful thing to do. And again, I would just go, all the components can be actually made in advance, 2 days in advance even, and just put it all together at last minute, and have a big salad with it, and that's
Perfect.
all.
Well, listen, I'm an Iranian, so when you say aubergine, I'm in the right company.
I love aubergine as well.
Me too. I think it's my favorite vegetable. So we're actually here at Quo Vadis, and you actually said that this was one of your favorite restaurants in London.
Correct.
Why Quo Vadis?
So I love Jeremy. He's a friend, a dear friend of mine. But also, I love his cooking. It's very classic. He doesn't take things seriously, although the place looks quite old-fashioned. But when you look at all the kind of hanging picture, there's so much humor in them. But at the same time, when I cook at home, I cook my food, which is a little bit like Palestinian or kind of something from kind of around the Mediterranean. Where here you come, it's British on a kind of old school, but in a really the best way ever. And I feel like it's such a treat to eat like this because there aren't a lot of places around London or in the UK that can feed you such a quality
I agree.
kind of in cooking.
And actually what you said, like it's fantastic food, but it's not too serious, which I think is what we all need. We just need to just enjoy,
Yeah.
you know, like enjoy what you're eating and just simple but done well.
And also, Jeremy is really smart because their menu changes throughout to kind of accommodate the season,
Yeah.
which is really important.
Absolutely.
You come and they have a special salad or something that are kind of in the season.
So this series is called Double Dipping.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on double dipping?
I don't mind it. I think there's something kinky about it, but then let's
I love it. I haven't had that answer before. I love that. But I also think because you and I are from sort of a similar part of the world, for us it's a cultural thing as well. You know, we don't, I mean, definitely not in my family. We don't sit down with our own plates of food and we just sit there and eat and that's it. Things are put out in the middle of the table and you share and you dip and you this and, you know,
Right.
and it just gets messy.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Oh,
how
hello.
are
We
you?
have here the very famous eel sandwich. Yeah, pickled onion on the side. A bit of mustard, a bit of horseradish, so a little bit kick to it. The bread itself, it's from St. John's Bakery in London. A bit buttered and then quickly pan fried like this. Here we have the Arbroath smoky. So that's a very typical Scottish smoked haddock fish dish. Asparagus, potato, very traditional. Simple, best ingredients, like you mentioned earlier.
Smells good.
That's very important. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's just very traditional. Enjoy.
Fantastic.
Nice,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
pleasure, enjoy.
Beautiful. Go
So
for
I
it.
can just go?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, great to sort of see you again and reconnect. But I guess we do need to talk a little bit about sort of how you got into this industry in the first place. Because I think for me, when I was younger and, you know, thank you very much, you know, you'd met Yotam, you guys had started Ottolenghi, which was ended up becoming, I mean, just a global success.
Yeah.
When you look back on those days, did you ever think that it was going to become as big and as successful and as sort of in my opinion, you redefined the landscape when it
Yeah.
came to the understanding of Middle Eastern, Mediterranean food.
Yeah.
When you look back, did you ever think that it was going to be you were onto something?
No, at the beginning, I used to think it's just a trend and it's gonna pass really quickly.
Really?
But this trend been going on for like the last 25 years, or even longer. Because I remember before Ottolenghi, I used to work at a place called Baker and Spice
used
in
to go there,
Knightsbridge, and
yeah.
I started there the whole kind of food trend, and what we offered people is a healthier kind of food, and also unpretentious. It's very similar to food that you would cook at home. You think you know the food and you taste it and like, oh wow, this is really amazing. Nowadays, I think about it. I mean, I did. My food changed the whole landscape of the UK, Europe, and the world, and it's something to be proud of. But also, it's overwhelming sometimes when you think about it. That I had my hands to basically shape that.
I can imagine, but I mean, you know, even coming from like my point of view, obviously I had a knowledge of it because of my mother being Iranian and cooking that kind of food at home. But I remember, you know, and I'm sure a lot of people have said this to you, as a little girl, I knew about these spices and these herbs, za'atar, sumac, all that sort of stuff. No one else had heard of this. And then suddenly we have it in local supermarkets. And it's just, you know, it's so brilliant to see that. I want that to be celebrated. Something that I've struggled with over the years, and I wanted to get your opinion on, was I felt like years ago, people thought that Middle Eastern food was just Middle Eastern food. Now we understand, well, people understand, you know, there's Lebanese food, there's Palestinian food, there's Iranian food. They are separate entities, separate countries that all have their own mark. Yeah. Do you feel like the understanding of Middle Eastern food in general has changed and people get it?
It's starting to change. People still don't get it.
You don't think so?
You still have restaurants that are labeled under Mediterranean or Middle Eastern food, which covers a huge part of the world, and it's kind of wrong because people want to be. I mean, I find it in the food writing and cookbooks, people want to know where the dish originated from, what its history, what its background, the tradition, why is it made this way. Taking all of that and opening a restaurant under the name of Middle Eastern, for me, it's a little bit kind of lazy.
Yeah. When you and Yotam came together, when you sort of had that initial idea to do something together, because you were working at Baker and Spice, he came into Baker and Spice, and then started working with you there, right? When you had that initial chat of, maybe we should, I don't know, do our own thing, what was the initial concept? What did you want to do?
I can tell you now because I'm not part of the company as well. It's we were too naive. I think I was, at least. I can't really talk for him, but I didn't think it through, and I could have changed things. I mean, I don't regret anything now, but I just could have changed things, the way it kind of been run, perceived, everything. But what we wanted to do is just to cook really amazing cakes and food and sell it to people. We didn't have a plan. It just took off. We are lucky because of the location, because what the place, the way it looks, what we offered customers, and it was the right time. It was our time.
Yeah.
My food was already kind of creating a kind of a high, but we took it into a different frame and kind of flourished. But yeah, as I said, we did not have any kind of thoughts about how is it going to be. And in a way, also, it took us by surprise.
Yeah.
Because the success came immediately.
I remember. Because the first Ottolenghi was it the one in Notting Hill?
Yeah.
So that was the one that's the one near where I grew up.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember, and it was even the way that you branded it. No one had seen these beautiful big bowls of jeweled rice and the colours and the being able to see the dishes. Before it was sort of everything was behind a wall, you just would order off a little menu and whatever. Like, it was just beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think that really it just changed the landscape as far as I was concerned. Yeah, and the cakes and the sort of the opulence of it.
Yeah.
But also the simplicity of it as well.
Yeah, I mean, what I wanted to create is the feeling of abundance, but also the colorful of the Middle East. I remember when I came, we talked about ingredients and spices now being sold everywhere, even in supermarkets. When I arrived to London in '97, there was nothing. There's one shop that used to sell tahini and sumac and za'atar in Edgware Road.
Yeah.
And I used to go especially to buy for myself and for the shop. Because, and now when you think about it, they sell them everywhere. Everywhere you look. And sometimes, most of the time it's not the same quality, but, at least they're accessible, it's amazing. But also, I remember the 90s, apart from a few places, London was full of all these Italian delis that everything was wrapped in cling film, and there was like different containers with different things, and very unappealing. And I don't come from this background, and it really bothered me because it's like, why can't you just sell something that looks really nice? I mean, Italians are very, very proud of their food, but going into Italian delis at the time was such a depressing experience. Yeah. The food was delicious to eat, but it's all kind of sterilized and in kind of stainless steel containers, cling film.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do something that's kind of a little bit more uplifting. You want to eat it, you walk in, it's like, wow, it's so colorful and so beautiful.
But you're right, actually. The food would come in boxes.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't wrapped. It was boxes or little paper bags if it was a cake. Or, it was, I see what you're saying. It felt a bit more appetizing, I guess, in a way.
But also, we all kind of talk about, you eat first with your eyes. I mean, you need to present something. I mean, I do it at home as well when we have people who, just for us, it's very important for me what I serve, because, if you serve something that kind of brown on a plate, it's not appealing. But also when you want to impress people, or you just kind of want to slightly show off,
course.
You do
Of course.
really colorful, beautiful, but there's a lot of thought that goes behind, doing these really kind of beautiful, colorful
Absolutely.
plates.
Speaking of cooking at home, I can imagine a dinner party at yours is fabulous. What do you find yourself cooking at home mostly? Like, what's your dish? If you're like, oh God, someone's coming over tonight, I know what I'm going to make. Like, this is the thing.
Now that Boustany's come in, I tend to cook from it because it's a good indication of, nobody's, apart from the people that I know, cooked from the book.
Yeah.
And it's a good indication of, whether which recipes are going to be kind of a hit. It's very difficult to kind of predict what recipe is going to be a hit, but it's a good way they are my guinea pigs.
Love that. I love that. But if you ever need another guinea pig, I'm here just to let you know.
Yeah.
All right, so now here for dessert we have the meringue.
Oh my God.
Like summer, very much like summer. The dessert type is vanilla ice cream, custard, and apricot.
Wow.
Gosh,
Enjoy.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. What's your favourite dessert, actually?
Baked Alaska is one
Oh,
of them.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I was
very
so not
retro.
expecting that.
Very retro, but
Very retro.
And anything with like roasted fruit
Okay.
and like a scoop of ice cream or some custard.
Okay.
I'm there.
Quite traditional, sort of.
Yeah. What
like that.
did you expect?
I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but baked Alaska is it's giving 70s. I love it.
Yeah. Gelato.
Yeah.
This is my favorite,
Yeah.
but it's not really a dessert for me. It's just a snack.
Yeah. I love it. Let's cut into this. Let's have a little taste of this.
No, there's no cutting. This
No,
is
yeah,
half
we're
of
going to go for it.
Yeah.
You go. Hey. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. I haven't had
Yeah.
apricots in ages.
Delicious.
Okay, final question. We've managed to meet again over a beautiful meal. If you could have dinner with one person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Nobody's famous. My mom.
Ah,
Because I lost her when I was 7, and I think she would be super proud of what I achieved. And just the thought that I can cook for her and we can sit and talk and she can try my food,
beautiful
it's
answer.
priceless.
Yeah.
You can come and do the dishes.
Oh, wow! Can't I just come and sit for dessert?
Yeah, you will get a free dessert.
Okay, all right, that's all right then. I'm easily pleased. Sami, thank you so much for meeting up with me again. Thank you for double dipping with me. I knew we were going to be aligned on that. Good luck with the book, which is out now. And I will be cooking all summer through it.
I hope so.
Absolutely, damn right. Thank you, Sami.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me, and it's so good to see you again.
Always.